boundaries that you're setting are actually resourceful ones. Like, sometimes we just create a boundary because we say, oh, but this is the way it has to be, or the way that, because we actually haven't thought it through a little bit. Yeah. And because we're so stuck on parent, you can't make a mistake as a parent, it's a very vicious cycle, right? So you like in this cycle of like, take a break from that and just say, for example, and this happens to me quite often, even as an emotional intelligence coach, where I'm like, I'll say one thing, and then I'm like, my daughter, who is a very conceptual thinker. So I'm not, but she is. So I had to learn a different way of communicating with her because she thinks quite differently than me. She'll come up with something else. And my initial response sometimes is to reject it because it goes against some kind of boundary or rule that I set. And I'm not talking about a fundamental one. I'm not talking about really like fundamentals. The fundamental ones are very clear. Fundamental ones are obviously you're not stealing anything. Obviously you have to be a good student, as in to your best of your ability. You have to be honest. Those ones, yeah. But I'm talking about like little things, different ways of doing things. And she's going to think about it differently. My initial thought sometimes is just rejection because that's not what was planned or what the boundary was or what I was doing. And I have to tell myself, so take a step back and actually ask myself, is this really a resourceful and helpful boundary? Or am I just creating this from some other place that's not helpful for anyone? Make sure you ask yourself, is the boundary that I've set one that's really resourceful for myself, for the child, and for the relationship? Because it may not have been, and it's coming from somewhere that you've learned, and you need to maybe unlearn it or reset it or go back into that humility part and say, I made a mistake. Actually, no, it's okay. It's how you do it. It's how if you say, you know what, I made a mistake. That wasn't actually the right thing to do. I think we should come up with another one. This is what I think it is. And it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. It's the impact is huge.
Pregnant or planning? Get holistic support with 9 and Beyond, your trusted pregnancy companion.